Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the performance of the US stock market for Tuesday, December 10, 2024, and we'll wrap up with an insightful forecast for the next workday. Grab a coffee and stick around, you're not going to want to miss this breakdown. The day kicked off with a cautious tone as investors digested Monday's late-breaking news on inflation data, which came in slightly above expectations. The Consumer Price Index for November, released after hours yesterday, revealed a 0.4% increase month-over-month. This uptick stoked speculation that the Federal Reserve might hold a hawkish stance during next week's FOMC meeting. At the opening bell, major indices reflected this uncertainty. The S&P 500 dropped 0.3% out of the gate, while the Nasdaq saw a steeper decline of 0.6%, pressured by tech stocks reacting to rising Treasury yields. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, however, showed relative strength, holding close to flat thanks to gains in defensive sectors like healthcare and utilities. By midday, the picture started to change. Let's break it down by sector. Technology. While the Nasdaq struggled early, it started to pare losses around midday. Nvidia and Microsoft saw modest recoveries after an analyst upgrade for the semiconductor sector, citing long-term growth in AI applications despite short-term volatility. Financials. Banks rallied as the yield on the 10-year Treasury note climbed to 4.3%. JPMorgan Chase and Bank of America both added over 1%, signaling confidence in the sector's resilience. Energy. Oil prices edged higher, with WTI crude closing at $78.45 per barrel, boosting energy stocks like ExxonMobil and Chevron. As the closing bell rang, the market displayed a mixed picture. The S&P 500 ended down 0.2%, closing at 4,550 points. The Nasdaq dropped 0.4%, finishing at 14,850 points. The Dow managed to squeeze out a 0.1% gain, closing at 35,150 points. Tech stocks struggled to regain momentum, while defensive sectors and financials provided stability. Notably, small-cap stocks underperformed, with the Russell 2000 index slipping 0.8% amid concerns over tightening financial conditions. Let's talk about the factors that shaped today's market. Inflation concerns. Investors are recalibrating expectations for next week's Fed decision. While a rate hike in December remains unlikely, the higher-than-expected inflation figure has raised the odds of another hike early next year. Earnings updates. Several companies provided earnings guidance for Q4. Notably, Oracle disappointed investors with a weaker-than-expected revenue forecast, causing its shares to fall 3.5%. Geopolitical developments. Renewed tensions in the Middle East led to a modest uptick in defense stocks like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. Now, let's look ahead to tomorrow, December 11, 2024. Here's what we're watching. Producer Price Index, PPI, scheduled for release at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. This report will provide further insights into inflation trends. Analysts expect a 0.3% month-over-month increase. If it surprises to the upside, we could see additional pressure on growth stocks. Tech sector rebound. Futures for Nasdaq components like Apple and Tesla suggest a potential bounce, as both stocks are approaching key technical support levels. Retail sales. Investors will also keep an eye on early holiday season sales figures. Positive data could lift consumer discretionary stocks. From a technical standpoint, the S&P 500 is approaching a critical support level at 4,525. If it holds, we could see buyers stepping in tomorrow. Conversely, a break below this level might accelerate selling pressure, particularly in risk-sensitive sectors. While today's session reflected a cautious market mood, there's plenty to keep an eye on as we move into the latter half of the week. The Fed's next steps remain the big wildcard, and inflation data will continue to drive market sentiment. That's all for today's update. If you found this analysis helpful, Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on where the market is headed next. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with more market insights. Stay sharp out there.